Oak Island, a mysterious island in the Bahamas, has been the site of some of the most shocking discoveries. In 1921, land surveyor Fred Nolan discovered 5 massive cone-shaped boulders on his property, which formed a perfectly symmetrical cross. However, what made this discovery even more baffling was the 6th boulder found at the center of the cross. This boulder was flatter, smoother, and had features that looked carved, resembling a human head. As news of Nolan's discovery spread, theories exploded, with some believing it was a deliberate marker, possibly a land-based version of the legendary Templar cross. Another theory suggested that the cross was an ancient symbol known as the Tree of Life, which appears in Hebraic traditions as a representation of spiritual knowledge and the 10 divine principles that govern the universe. Smaller, flat-sided stones were found at the exact positions where elements of the Tree of Life should be, suggesting that Oak Island was tied to some long-lost ancient order. Despite multiple scans and digs conducted around the area, no definitive treasure has been found. Many believe that the headstone at the center holds the key to something bigger. Its unusual shape, not matching the other stones, and its placement at the intersection of the cross have led some to speculate that it could be a clue left behind to guide treasure hunters towards something even greater. If this is true, then someone went to a lot of trouble to mark this spot. However, what if these stones weren't just arranged in a pattern? What if they were moved into place, dragged across the island for a specific purpose? That's exactly what the next discovery might suggest. The discovery of the massive boulders forming Nolan's cross on Oak Island has led to the search for any trace of the legendary lost fortune. Experts, including stonemasons Mike Welling and Mark Fuhr, discovered an unusually smooth surface at the bottom of the boulder, which was unusual for a giant granite boulder. This unusual surface suggested that someone had gone to extraordinary lengths to place the boulder exactly where it was. The discovery changed everything, as it suggested that the boulders of Nolan's cross had simply been found in those positions, naturally placed by glaciers or other geological forces. Another mystery on the island is the ancient dump site on Lot 12, identified by Fred Nolan himself. This area had long been of interest to researchers, as they believed something unusual had been discarded there, something that didn't quite match the typical debris you would expect to find on a centuries-old island. When excavations began, treasure hunters started unearthing items that seemed out of place. One of the first finds was pottery, which looked much older than expected, with some bearing marks that hinted at European craftsmanship. This could have belonged to the island's earliest explorers, or those who may have been involved in the original construction of the money pit. The second find was iron nails, square, heavy, and built for durability, consistent with what would have been used in shipbuilding centuries ago. Each new find painted a picture of activity on Oak Island that went far beyond just buried treasure. The most interesting part of the excavation was not just what was found, but where it was found. The dump site appeared to be deliberately positioned, almost as if someone was trying to keep their discarded materials contained in one specific area. This wasn't random debris scattered across the island. This was a designated spot, a place where certain things had been left behind, called a ring bolt rock. This is a stone that has been modified to hold an iron ring, which would have been used for securing ropes or pulleys. It was often found in harbors where ships would be moored, or areas where heavy loads needed to be hoisted or transported. When Nolan first documented it, the iron ring was still attached. Over time and weather had worn it down, leaving only traces of what was once there. However, the stone itself told a story. One theory suggests that the ringbolt rock was part of a secret transport system, used to haul heavy objects up the hill toward the island's interior. If Oak Island was home to a hidden treasure, this could have been a crucial piece of the operation. Ships could have arrived at the shoreline, unloading cargo that was then carefully maneuvered inland using a network of pulleys and stone pathways. The presence of the ringbolt rock suggests significant human effort, meaning someone had been there, moving something large and heavy for a specific reason. Rick Lagena and his team are finally digging into the Chappelle Vault, buried 153 feet below, to uncover the island's hidden secrets. The Chappelle Vault is believed to hold multiple treasures and could change the entire course of Oak Island's history. The journey to this moment has been long and riddled with obstacles, but history provides clues. In the late 19th century, gold hunters led by William Chappell made a breakthrough by encountering a man-made underground structure at a depth of approximately 53 feet. However, the excavation collapsed, sealing the vault and haunting Oak Island ever since. Now, over a century later, Lagena and his team are determined to succeed where others could not. They have spent months strategizing the safest way to reach their target, and have finally settled on the solution of caissons, massive steel cylinders that stabilize the dig site and prevent flooding. As the first caisson is lowered into the earth, anticipation builds as the team knows that history is waiting to be uncovered. The Oak Island team is advancing their search for the Money Pit, a vault-like structure discovered in the late 1890s. The team is working on a new discovery, a wooden structure buried deep underground, which could be the original Money Pit. The team is excited about this discovery, as it could be the key to unlocking the mystery of Oak Island's past. However, they also encounter an unexpected gemstone, which could be evidence of a larger historical connection to the island's legends. The team is determined to solve the mystery, but the team is about to encounter a new discovery that could change everything. The discovery could bring them face to face with the truth buried beneath Oak Island's surface, challenging everything they thought they knew about the island's buried past. The team's determination are unmatched as they continue to uncover the mysteries surrounding Oak Island's history. Rick and Marty Lagena are on the precipice of a history-defining moment as they continue their quest for Oak Island's buried secrets. The team's calculated approach, including deploying massive caissons to stabilize the dig site, has taken them deeper than most mystery chasers hunters before them. As the excavation progresses, evidence is mounting that a long-lost discovery lies just below the surface. As the drill encounters unexpected resistance, it becomes clear that they have unearthed a massive wooden beam deep within the Money Pit. This discovery raises questions about its origins and purpose, as the presence of Roman numerals carved into wood is a rare but not unheard of feature on Oak Island. The team believes they're on the verge of uncovering multiple treasures, and recent developments only strengthen that belief. The newly unearthed timber has reignited speculation about Oak Island's possible ties to biblical relics, which could mean that the treasure buried underground is far more significant than anyone ever imagined. Alongside their excavation efforts, the team has turned their attention to another crucial lead: historical maps. Careful analysis has revealed a remarkable connection between ancient cartographic records and physical features on the island. One particular map outlines a shape eerily similar to a stone structure at the northern end of the swamp. With just 2 episodes left in the season, the pressure is mounting as the team believes they are closing in on the Chapel Vault, the long-rumored chamber that could hold multiple treasures buried underground. With time running out, the team must act fast because if they are right, they are about to excavate more than just buried treasure and uncover the truth.
Included draining a swamp, an area Rick always believed might hide something important. In a related quest, Marty's son, Alex, along with Gary Drayton, the team's expert with a metal detector, and another team member, Jack Begley, are making their own discoveries. During one of their searches, Gary's metal detector went wild over a particular spot, and soon they uncovered an old metal spike embedded in the mud. This find was particularly exciting for Gary, reminding him of a similar object he once saw in a Spanish galleon from the late 1600s or early 1700s, the golden age of piracy. The thrill of possibly being the first to handle this artifact in hundreds of years was a real high point for the team. As they unearthed new clues, they began to realize the artifacts might be much older than they had thought, adding a new layer of intrigue to their search. Fred Nolan's crazy swamp theory connects back to their exploration of Oak Island, suggesting that the oddly shaped swamp was purposely made hundreds of years ago to conceal a shipwreck. If his theory holds any water, it makes one wonder about the people who might have chosen to hide the ship in such a secretive way, perhaps to protect valuable cargo. As the team digs deeper and uncovers more, they move closer to possibly finding treasure and piecing together the historical significance of Oak Island. Every artifact and each dig could potentially be a key to understanding more about the past, making the island not just a treasure hunter's dream, but also a rich site for historical exploration. The Oak Island team discovered a survey stake hidden in the swamp, indicating human activity long ago. This discovery led them to explore other parts of the island more thoroughly, including a cave with carvings on its walls. They conducted metal detecting exercises in the cave and uncovered an iron piece that looked like a strap or bracket. This discovery added another layer of excitement and motivated the team to keep searching. The team considered the possibility of finding parts of a Spanish galleon or another type of ship that had brought treasure to the island. Tori Fell, part of Reflex, doing clinometer work in the money pit, was the first to spot a significant stone that everyone else had passed over multiple times. The general consensus was that the piece could have been a strap or bracket used to hold together timber on the ship. Intriguingly, the iron rod showed signs of having been exposed to high heat, perhaps even a fire. They speculated that the fire was used deliberately to scuttle the ship as it sank into the swamp. The team pondered over the extreme actions someone must have taken, not just creating the swamp, but perhaps even burning the ship. Carmen Legg, the team's expert in blacksmithing, dated the iron strap to the 1700s, helping the team confirm that something significant happened in the swamp around the mid-1700s, several decades before Daniel McGinnis found the famous circular depression. During their search for treasure on Oak Island, they stumbled upon another significant discovery: a stone-paved pathway submerged in the southeastern part of the swamp. They theorized this wharf could have been used back in the 1700s for loading and unloading goods from ships. Using their metal detectors, they quickly found an iron peg resembling a plumb bob, an ancient tool used to ensure that structures were built straight and aligned. The excitement of going down into that shaft to dig and potentially uncover an original tunnel from the 1600s or 1700s was very high. If they could unearth such a structure, it might confirm links to the money pit or the stone structure they had just found. Driven by this possibility, the team felt they were on the verge of a discovery that could completely change their treasure hunt in the swamp. When they started digging a bit, they uncovered a wooden structure under the ground. They wondered if this wooden structure was connected to the stone pathway they had found, or if it was an entirely different piece of history. They speculated that following this path might reveal more about the island's past and activities that took place there. Such findings could be crucial in their ongoing quest to uncover what lay hidden beneath the island's surface, and perhaps finally locate the treasure they were seeking.